Alright, good morning everyone. It is a rather dreary day out there. Woke up to rain. It's wet out there. You know, the usual. I'm sorry, my sinuses are really messing with me. It's this kind of changing temperatures, changing weather kind of thing. It's gonna do that. So let's have our rune reading for today. I don't know that I have a whole heck of a lot to share that's like extra, but I do want to thank you all. You watching right now, I want to thank you for being here. I want to thank you for watching. I want to thank you for hitting the like button no matter where you are. And most of all, I want to thank you for subscribing. Because without you, this channel really doesn't exist. It's really just me reading cards into the void, isn't it? You know what? I'm going to keep these handy just in case we need a little clarification today, because I think we might. I don't know for sure yet. But I hope you're having your morning beverage with me. I know I am. I did want to share something with you. Do you remember that Fabled Lands book I showed you a few videos ago? Well, I finally got into it. And let me tell you something, it is one of the most addictive games I've ever played. It's very fast paced, the passages are rather short. You're going to be flipping back and forth through that book like crazy, rolling dice, you know, making note of things your character picks up, the things your character loses, the things they buy and sell, you know, the shards that they lose or gain. Shards are money, by the way. Very, very good stuff. I would recommend it to anyone. And it's a series of them. You can buy just one book and stay in that book, and that's what I've done so far. I've stayed in that one book in the War-Torn Kingdom. I highly recommend it. Play it sometime. You never know where it can take you, and your character sheet only needs to be as big as an index card. It's very simple to play. There's nothing to it. You just need an index card, a pencil, possibly like a little 99-cent notepad or notebook, and a pair of dice, which you can get out of any board game. Try it. I think you'll enjoy it. So, start with you today. Okay, so today you're being told, treat your time as your most precious asset. Maximize and manage your time very well today. That's very simple. Monty is being chased by a wolf that threatens to devour the moon. Saul is also being chased by a wolf who threatens to devour the sun, and both of them carry them across the sky. At least that's what the stories tell me. And we've got Freya today. The goddess of love, war, passion, all that good stuff. And I'm actually setting aside a little instruction card right now. Namely this one. Because I wonder, and I'm going to place it right here. We're just going to see if her runes come up today. And what I love most about Freya is that her chariot is drawn by two cats. I happen to have one. But here's what I really like about her. She managed to convince Odin to let her have first pick of the battle dead. A lot of people like to in the Norse story, Odin goes to Freya and asks her to teach him the ways of Seidr, or magic. She agrees, but there's a price to be paid. A lot of people seem to think that there's this innuendo that Odin and Freya had a little thing, and I don't get that from the story. Because somehow she gets first pick of the battle dead to go to her hall in Sessrumnir, in the land of Folkvanger. That doesn't sound like you get that, and you get a little of the, divine Bam Bam as well. It doesn't sound like that to me. So, a couple pieces of advice that Freya gives is, we know birth and death are part of life. Just as we're all born, we will all die. Question is when. So, just like the last time she popped up, you're going to have to learn to embrace your intuition as well as your logic. You need to have equal parts of both. You can't go full one or full other. Sometimes things are going to seem a little crazy. You're like, I don't know why I'm doing this, but I have to do it before it makes sense. Well, go ahead, do it. Do it before it makes sense, it's fine. Also, anyone you partner with, make sure you're vetting them. Let me give you an example. And yes, I'm going back into the gaming space. See, let me illustrate something. And this came up on Twitter in a discussion recently. Some of us, like myself, well, I will say this, I'm fortunate. I can go down to my friendly local gaming store on nights where they're hosting games, and I can, see about getting into one. The thing is, there are people that don't have that. They don't have the ability to make one of those gaming nights every night, so they host games here at home. And one of the things that was said was, you're damn right I gatekeep my table. Because if you're going to be a guest in my home, yes, I'm going to vet you. And I'm going to make sure that you're, a sane, well-adjusted adult. That is choosing a partner, someone to sit at your table, or someone to, work with you with discernment. You're going to have to employ a little bit of that. Remember, your time is precious here. So if you get the odd sensation someone may be wasting your time, it's time to move that person aside and say, you know what, thank you for your time. I think I'm good. Employers do it all the time. You can do it as well. Let's go into the runes real quick. See what we got. We've got Manaz. We've got Fehu. And we've got Tivaz. Okay, so see, here's Manaz with its insight. It's also about our humanity. Sometimes we could see suffering around us, and sometimes we act like we don't. In my opinion, that is the absolute worst. You don't have to break the bank. Do what you can to alleviate that suffering. Even if the suffering is yours, you have to be able to see it, and you have to be able to alleviate it. If it's not ameliorated in some way, it's going to turn out very badly. But going from this this part, the manas, where we connect, we go from that connection into wealth, abundance, fertility, and that can be fertility of ideas. I've said it before, this is sort of to mean like the horn of cattle, because that's how wealth was measured back then, was in head of cattle. And that's why That's why that area was an honor culture. But wealth can come in any form. Doesn't necessarily have to be money, but it could be. And then you have to move into that position of leadership. But you have to be firm, but you also have to be fair. If you'll do for one, you have to do for the others. Now remember, don't let anyone waste your time. You know what, how about 3 more just to see what's going on here. See why we got these cards. So why do we get Manaz? We have Isa. Okay, so today's a good day to reflect. You may have obstacles to overcome. Sometimes those obstacles are you. We also have Sowulo or Sowilo. This is a very revitalizing spiritual energy and power. It's also a rune of the sun. Very much sun rune, but if you look at it, it looks like a bolt of lightning. This is a brilliant flash. This isn't like Dagas where it's slowly just kind of coming. This is boom. It's very sudden. It's very quick. So I will say this, watch out for any kind of sudden wealth syndrome. Also, we have Ivaz, which is that transition, that growth, and that trustworthiness, but it's also about being flexible. This is the yew tree. Yew wood is very, very flexible. Being flexible can ultimately benefit you, right? So, in short, if you want to win your battles today, be flexible. Keep your head on your shoulders. Learn to trust your intuition. Learn to trust where it leads you. Sometimes before it makes sense. Use a little discernment in choosing who you partner up with, who you buddy up with. It's like Dan Pena once said, you show me your friends, I'll show you your future. And let me tell you something. Dan Pena, he is a sledgehammer. If you've never looked him up, I suggest you do. He's very, very blunt, very, very forceful, but he is also very, very rich. Yeah, he's made himself very successful. He's like the Gordon Ramsay of money. Also very healthy for his age. But just remember, be firm, but also be fair. Take time to reflect on some past decisions. Learn from them. That flash of inspiration will lead you everywhere. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for tuning in and liking, sharing, subscribing, and all that good stuff. Definitely share it with friends, if nothing else. If you really want to help out the channel, share it with some friends. Someone out there may need this message today, even if it's not you. If it's not you, then someone you know probably needs it. So share it with them. In any case, I love you all. Take care of yourselves and each other. Always do what lights you up. And as always, my friends, family, neighbors, tribe, shine on. Post-credit scene, just doing some quick cleanup, and I wanted to say join me over on High Notes. You can get the app and put it on your phone. It's like TikTok but run by humans, and we will be doing our rune of the week there. By the way, you you can also converse with me there. You can hold entire conversations with me there. You can find me on my link tree down below, anywhere in social media. I will warn you, sometimes even I can be a little sledgehammerish. But understand when I'm speaking on something, I'm mostly speaking with authority. I tend to know what I'm talking about. Kind of that weird thing that I do. And if you want to talk tarot, you want to talk oracles, you want to talk runes, come on over. You want to talk tabletop RPGs, come on over. You want to talk Swiss Army knives, come on over. And if you'd like a personal reading, it's very simple. On my link tree, I have a drive-through RPG wish list, and I also have an Amazon wish list. You send me something from either of those wish lists, you know, $35 and under, I give you two readings and a private reading, or a birthday reading rather. Sorry, I don't have my words today. I really don't. But anyway, you get 2 readings, so that's 2 questions to be redeemed at any time, and then a nice little birthday reading, which is a big reading. That one usually takes up about, I don't know, hour. That's a long one, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. Nice. Okay, great. It just occurred to me. I just did that entire rune reading. I usually do it on this. I didn't do that. I didn't do it that way today. That just occurred to me. Probably could save myself a little bit of time, huh? Yep, that's what happens. Don't waste your time today, and don't let others waste your time today. Take care. I'll see you over on High Notes.